All right. It's the Montford Meltdown. Are you recording?
Yeah.
We're recording the Montford Meltdown. There's Nate. I'm Ben. Welcome to the Montford Meltdown. Filmed semi-live in the Montford area, right next to the 5 Points area. Are we in the 5 Points area or the Montford area?
Good question.
Now, if we figure this out, that might tell people where we actually are. So, you know, if they ever wanted to carpet bomb the Montford Meltdown, we don't want to pinpoint our location.
Absolutely not.
Because it could get to that. Things are getting hinky out there.
As long as we watch the tariff talk, we should be good.
Yeah, let's keep the tariff talk to a minimum because I think, number one, we have no idea what we're talking about. The water. Let's talk about the water again.
Yeah.
Let's iron out the water situation. Water has been on for a month now in most places. Here, maybe not. You got well water.
Yeah.
You're not having any of these problems that the rest of people.
I don't have the same problems.
How does it feel to not have a problem that everyone else has?
It was part of the selling point of our house was the well.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I definitely wanted.
And you got that a long time before the storm.
Well, yeah, we bought our house in 2022.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you've had 2 years of just well bliss.
But the
well bliss continues.
The electric, it's not all, you know, sunshine and rainbows.
Can you tell me what, because, you know, when the water went out, it got bad. Everyone knows what we're talking about. This is November 2024. The schools started digging their own wells.
They did for a minute there. That's
now,
when
a lot of stuff goes into that, right?
Yeah.
It seems like you're digging into the ground to find water. It sounds crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty serious. I mean, that's...
And you drink the water after it comes out. That's even crazier.
Yep.
It's water from the ground.
It's water from the ground, groundwater.
A lot of wells, the composition of a well must be filters and stuff like that. There must be a lot of filtration going on.
I think there's there's just basically just the pumping mechanism, you know? Like the well itself, I don't know how...
It's got to go through something, right?
When it comes into the well, yeah, it's got to be filtered
You got to like get the trolls and gremlins out of the water before it
doesn't do a whole lot, though, at that process. If you want your...
That's why you got your what do you call it?
I've had a Berkey for
that's a
decade
Berkey
now.
And that's what you kind of count on because
we were, yeah, but we actually, since all this, we went and got. Sorry.
That's one. That's one. I'm gonna have to go back now. I'm gonna have to scrub through the entire episode. Think of me.
I'm sorry.
Just get a mental image in your head of me just scrolling and just really upset.
I will. I'll remember that.
Crying and editing.
But yeah, we went and bought we had a filter installed on our well. Yeah. And it has a UV light too. So it's like a filter and then it goes through a UV light. And then we still have our Berkey.
Does UV light just kill stuff?
Yeah, that just like kills the bacteria and stuff.
I kind of want to get a UV light in this place and just shine it on the walls and stuff, but I don't want to see what will turn up.
Yeah, I mean
they did repaint the walls, so I don't know. But there's some things that paint just can't cover up.
You don't want to know it all.
So how long? So you'll never say you. I'm not even going to say it because I don't want you to ever move from your nice place that you own and you have a well. But say you did have to move. To another
thought
state.
Experiment.
Yeah. How long how many steps would it take before you drank water from the tap, or would you all be bottled water?
If I have to, I'll drink tap water. You know what I mean? I just prefer not to. You know, I've just kind of always been like that. I mean, a lot of it is like paranoia or like distrust.
I mean, water is something that composes 70% of your body. I feel like you should kind of care about the water that you're ingesting.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, I try not to be like too vocal about it or like.
People get caught up on less important things.
My kids too, like that's where I was like, all right, we're getting a Berkey. just because like we got an old apartment.
And it's fun to say. The kids love saying Berkey.
They love the
Don't
Berkey.
trip over the Berkey.
You put stickers on it.
Ramming my head into the Berkey.
Yeah, so, and I mean with the Berkey too, so I mean I'm sounding like pretty much, I was set up for water because I also have I have two 55-gallon rain barrels as well that I use for like gardening and stuff outside.
Oh, okay.
So theoretically with the Berkey.
That's good toilet flushing water.
Absolutely.
I found out recently.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or just hawking loogies into the back of your toilet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, otherwise that's
Orange
about
juice.
your only option.
Orange juice really is great to pour into the back of your toilet. To flush your toilet with. Yeah, I guess you could just use any liquid.
And the rainwater you could put through the Berkey and that'll take out whatever toxins may be in the rainwater and bacteria and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was on the phone with my mom. She was trying to convince me to drink rainwater. I'm like, maybe back in the 40s, Mom, but not.
What is it? There's some study came out recently that pretty much all rainwater now has like levels of PFCs in it or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
That's like microplastics?
It's
or is that the stuff that killed the ozone layer?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. You know what I mean?
I heard the ozone layer has been doing pretty good lately.
Yeah.
So despite all of our other problems, ozone layer, pretty good.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I heard a lot about that as a kid.
Yeah, there was like a big hole in it. That sounds insane. That's like the one thing that separates us from other planets is that we've got something keeping the sun out.
Yeah.
And that one chemical, and that's what
stuff. The stuff that's in hairspray. Yeah.
You know what I heard? I heard something interesting about the sun recently. A person was like, they were deaf and they got their hearing back, and they were surprised that the sun didn't make a sound.
Huh.
And
well, they just thought the sun was just going.
They had no idea. Yeah, and I heard that and I heard there is something in our atmosphere that without it, I can't remember exactly.
Oh, that it would be loud?
That it would be very loud.
Oh, wow. So I bet Mercury, it's just making like a death metal noise.
Something that's saving our life. Yeah, with that.
Or maybe he saw an episode of the Teletubbies and saw the baby in the sun. He's like, well, there must be a reason they put a baby in the sun. They must be referring to the noise.
Facts. Who knows?
The baby-like noise the sun makes all day.
That's a good point.
Boy, am I surprised that the sun's not making it sound like a babbling baby. That's Pickle right there.
Pickle did it.
Pickle's making the rounds on this professional talk show, making sure everything's working or not.
That's the boss right there.
He's doing a great job.
Absolutely.
He's a little popple. That was a weird toy, right?
Yeah.
Because it kind of encourages the child to put the strange animal that a popple, for those who don't know what a popple is, and why are you watching this if you don't know what a popple is?
Seriously.
It's a stuffed animal that you crushed into itself to make into a ball for sports.
Yeah.
No, so you'd never heard of a popple?
No.
Wow. Well, check it out sometime. But anyway, when you turned it into the ball form, it was still a fuzzy ball, right?
Yep.
You can't play that with that in the mud.
Can't do anything with it, really, besides throw it at your sibling or something.
Right, but you got to do it inside. It encourages either for you to play with your dolls outside, which no in my book.
Yeah, no good.
Or you play with your sports balls inside, and that's also bad.
Right.
Because
or it implies that your cat
can be turned into a ball.
Toy. Yeah.
Which,
could have led to some hairy situations.
The fur will fly. I've never thought of Pickle as a sports ball, even though he's named after one.
Hey, he is.
I saw a video of two people playing pickleball, and one of the pickleball players kicked the other in the face.
Wow.
From underneath the net. Like stuck the leg under the net.
Intentionally?
Intentionally.
Wow.
It was in pickleball beef.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really upsetting that a game of pickleball can get that intense.
Absolutely.
I've never seen that happen in a ping pong game.
No.
I got shouted at a ping pong tournament, though, once.
That's still, yeah.
Because I turned my light on. Apparently it distracted somebody. I had a light with me. Derek knows my pain.
That's pickleball seems to attract some negative energy. I mean,
yeah.
Was it 2 years ago there was that incident out by Weaver Park where
their dog got
yeah,
stabbed.
that guy killed the dog.
I don't know if the pickleball game had anything to do
Well,
with
they
it.
were at the pickleball court, and they had their
lots of
dogs
bad
tied
stuff
up.
goes down at the pickleball court.
It seems to be like a focal point of negative energy. Aggression.
We should do an experiment.
I got a pickleball thing from Sonia for Christmas.
We'll
I
set it
haven't
up
even
and see
taken out
if
the
like
plastic.
see if your yard dies when
I
you
ain't messing with that.
bad juju. That's some bad mojo on that pickleball court.
For real, man.
There's a pickleball court out here back in a pet cemetery. You don't want to go back to that pickleball court.
A chef I worked for pulled his hamstring or something playing pickleball too.
He should not do that.
That's embarrassing, dude, you know?
Yeah, like what was he trying to like do some kind of maneuver?
He just, who knows what
He's trying to
do.
jumping for the save.
Yeah, man, like, come on, dude.
I think at this point in the show, normally we would take calls, but we can't receive any calls. So we're going to go to the next portion of the show where we just continue talking.
And we're back.
One big thing that that happened during the whole pickleball fiasco in the birthing of this pickleball craze,
Yeah.
I'd say around 2021 or 2022.
Sounds about right.
They drew pickleball lines on a regular tennis court. So now the tennis courts have a smaller box on the inside for pickleball, which, I don't know, that must be upsetting a lot of the tennis players.
I would assume so.
Which one of those sports deserves to be taken more seriously? I would say tennis.
I would
because
say tennis.
I would say tennis
Yeah.
because that's been around since King Henry VIII.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, it's
maybe
got
even
some
before that.
history.
Pickleball's
Pickleball's
just come up with,
goofy.
some idiot came up
Yeah,
with it.
I mean,
I'd like-
I
who invented
honestly had
pickleball?
never heard of it until, like you said, maybe 2022 or 21 or something like that.
Do you
I've never
think-
heard of it.
No, well, I don't think if it existed like next to the shuffleboard court
Right,
at a
right.
retirement home, probably.
Right.
Like so, we can play tennis, but less.
Right. Like, I don't understand how it's different. I guess just the rackets are
Smaller racket.
plastic.
I think the lower net, smaller. There's less running back and forth, I guess.
So it just makes it easy. It's like in between tennis and ping
Smaller
pong.
tennis.
Yeah.
It's smaller but it's
understand
bigger
what the
ping
point
pong.
is.
It's either bigger ping pong or smaller tennis.
Right.
Medium size.
Why do we need that?
It's the Goldilocks of ball whackings. Whacking ball.
It's like, dang.
Like when racquetball is too fast-paced for it, there's too many walls involved in racquetball. Play some pickleball, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, racquetball's real loud.
Yeah. It's a big racket.
Have you ever played handball? Nice one, by the way.
Nah, haven't played handball. Wall ball I used to play as a kid.
Now, is that the same thing as handball?
It sounded like where you throw it against the wall.
And then you hit it with your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of handball players that I've seen people playing handball in New York, like old guys.
Yeah.
That's an old guy sport.
What is with root ball too?
Root ball.
Yeah. Do you know anything about that?
Is that?
Is that root bar out near somewhere?
It's is it like it's where you get the big ball and you throw it at the other big balls on the ground?
It looked like my
It's like
friend.
yard bowling.
One of my friends really likes it, but it looked like he had like almost like plastic
Yeah.
weights or something.
Oh.
That he was like trying to throw on top of. I've never played it.
It's kind of like horseshoes.
Yeah, like
Oh.
quaits with the.
Yeah, or like bocce.
I like quaits a lot.
Well, bocce doesn't have hoops you throw.
Bocce's
in
like
3D.
You throw stuff in like the distant, whatever's closer to one thing gets a point. It's kind of like a fruit ball. I think like the closest to something.
yeah.
Or horseshoes.
Whoever gets it closest or rings it
Yeah,
gets the
it's
point.
some kind of
Yeah.
Do you want to see Pickle totally mess up right now? See, this is what the third camera should be doing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, right there.
Ain't nothing in there, boss.
Nice. Look at that. Look at that jerk right there.
Speaking of the water thing, I've seen people around town with all these big nowadays. These places still have these totes, even though they can theoretically
Yeah.
use their water.
Yeah.
I guess they're putting like colored lights in them and stuff, making cool little
Oh.
like kind of art installation type. sidewalk art. You know? I thought that'd be cool. It's very Christmassy.
That almost, I've had a feeling that those are going to turn out bad because they put them all over the place, like in, Hillcrest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they didn't put a label on a lot of them that I saw that said, do not drink this water.
Right.
For flushing purposes only.
Oh, yeah, good point.
And I saw like old people getting water out of there, and I'm
Yeah.
like, they don't know that you can't drink that.
Even the water, now I know a business in town that got the big potable jugs, not jugs, but those huge things so they could run the, establishment while the water was still bad.
Yeah.
I got it pumped in. And they come into open and like the thing's open, somebody had opened it overnight, whoever,
and now you don't know what could be in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a bummer.
So,
and
thank
I have
God that's over with.
If you could switch it, it's on my camera. I would like to issue an apology to a couple people. I forget who, but I corrected a couple people when they said potable. I thought it was potable because someone else said potable, and they were an expert on potable water.
So it's not potable.
Then, now this is also, my logic might also be, so maybe I'll take this, I might take this one back. I might take this apology back. I went to YouTube to my trusted source on how words are pronounced. There's this guy with a terrible accent that pronounces words.
Shout out.
Takes him like 30 seconds to get to the word that he's pronouncing. He's like, this is a word that's often used in sentences. It's a great word. I'm about to say it. And it goes on like that for a while, and then he'll finally say it, and he said potable.
Potable, yeah.
Or actually he said potable.
That's what I've always heard, but I always thought that was weird.
There's no way it's potable. You need another T in there.
Exactly.
It's grammatically impossible.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'd like to issue an apology. I don't know who the idiot was that told me potable. It was some expert on water. Potable water. Potable.
God, had a lot of those. There were a lot of those in town.
What, experts on water?
Expert water, water
kind
experts.
of people that drink out of a merkin or whatever you called that thing. A Birkin. That's it.
A merkin.
Well-filtered water.
Yeah, you should see the filter though, because now we got this big old filter in our laundry room. So it's this huge filter encased in glass like this. And after a month, the thing is almost, we got to replace it every 6 months. After 1 month, it's like so orange. The well, that's one thing with the well, you can get a lot of iron.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to get them, if you have a filter, you got to change it out every 6 months, change the light every year. But if you don't, you're supposed to get it like kind of bleached out, chlorined out, because bacteria will get in there.
Well, that's that's what's been happening to the local water. But apparently the chlorine was so strong that it upset the lead pipes.
I heard that
in a lot of houses.
Yeah,
so
before '88. If you have a house before '88.
This house is from the dinosaur,
right?
The Carboniferous period or whatever.
Yeah, this is God's old house.
God's old house. Apparently, this house was. I used to live down the street, and that was a tuberculosis house that I was living in. This house, some dude lived in it, and he sold shots of gin.
Nice.
That was what was going on in this house. It was a legal gin joint.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So. And I'm sure there was lead in the pipes.
It used to be gin alley. Yeah.
The pipes were pure lead.
Yeah.
People were drinking lead.
That's,
and that's why Asheville is designed like it is. I think, okay, well, I'm going to call it on this one. It was nice talking to you, and thanks for coming to the Montford Meltdown. Bazoo! All right, hit stop. Okay, good.